What's happening? Benton here. Can we get an audio check, please? Please save us from the phone microphone. I did not spend 150 bucks for a fancy dancy portable mixer and a shotgun microphone. Oh, and 20 bucks for a lavalier mic, lest we forget. Not that you can see it. Yeah, there it is on the lapel. Much to my chagrin in the past when I've done entire broadcasts on the fucking phone mic while carrying around this equipment. And what's up, Rob? Yes, indeed. The Partridge Family came up yesterday. David Cassidy, because, most folks have no fucking idea who Neil Cassidy was, but that's okay. I can live in that world. And we are downtown, by the way. Getting a little, just a little stale and staid, if that's a correct term. Staid. A little staid, where I was walking around. So what is this, a courthouse, I guess? Is this a courthouse? I don't know, apparently. I'm not really trying to tour downtown, but I do like the fact that I seem to be the only one around, at least. Seem to be. What's up, Rob? Good to see you. Yeah, the Partridge Family came up, and that is one of my favorite songs of all time, the theme song, Come On, Get Happy. I think I had the entire song memorized at a certain point. I'm not sure I do anymore, but traveling along, here's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy. We had a dream we'd go traveling together. Read a little loving and we'll keep moving on. There's the versa. Something always happens whenever we're together. And then I forget the next lyric. Pretty much all the same thing over and over, though, realistically. Mike, sounds great. Fantastic. No idea what I'm talking about. Yes, the Partridge Family, sir. And something to realize about 70s entertainment. It's with TV, with respect to TV, it's mostly garbage. So this is what I would do if I was you, Rob. When an old person, if I was you, when an old person is reminiscing about some shitty television show, just Google it, and if it's from the 70s, it's probably garbage, most likely. But for some reason, I guess we were so starved for entertainment back in the day that, that's what we went with. Even something like The Monkees, you might have heard of this TV show, The Monkees. Even that was trash, but we still enjoyed it somehow, right? So some of the older folks, the boomers, right? Because as we know, there is no Gen X. The boomers reminisce, or they want to honor and cherish these just trash entertainment. Because we can, some of us can, look back on the glory days of the 80s and 90s with pop culture in certain ways, and that's true. But now 70s had the movies, right? They had a lot of badass movies, but not the TV shows, with some exceptions, of course. All in the Family, Archie Bunker, that was a good show. But yeah, it's mostly trash. I would say TV. Good God. I mean, pretty much, realistically, until, the Sopranos style shows started, I can't really think of much else. NYPD Blue, that was a good show. I guess with some exceptions, but yeah, TV mostly trash anyway, right? Mostly. Come on. Yeah, I like this. We got some, interesting things to look at least. Downtown. This lights, though, man. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Two in the House, by the way. Has Benton jumped the shark? Are synthetic cannabinoids ruining the broadcast? Is the audience going to lose their lose their hankering for a daily dose of Benton right about the time he decides to finally go all in on content creation? Right. These are interesting dynamics. Three's Company Don't know. You'd have to Google it. It's hard for me to remember some of that stuff. That was, see, I was seeing reruns of a lot of these shows, Rob. So Three's Company was a show I mostly saw reruns of. So some of this old ass bullshit. And then we get into, I don't know how familiar Rob is with the concept or the idea of reruns. So a lot of folks my age, we never saw the actual shows when they were in their original run, the year they came out, or if we did, we were too fucking young to really remember it. So, but they used to play reruns all the fucking time, especially once cable TV, was more or less ubiquitous. So these shows have been broadcast over and over and over and over again. What's up, Machine Lies? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for the greeting. Right back at you. We're just hanging out at 3 a.m. This is like peak Benton energy levels, pretty much, for the day. Dude, I've been struggling in the afternoons. Oh, my air conditioner was fixed. Hey, look at that. That's pretty cool. My air conditioner was fixed. Well, all kind of cool thumbnails. I'm glad I came down here. Hell yeah, just look at that one. Gonna be all kind of cool thumbnails. What the hell was I saying? I already forgot. Short-term memory, rest in peace. I guess it's damn near a full moon. Is that a full moon? I think so, maybe. Let's see, can we see it? Where is she? There it is. Hard to tell. Pretty close. Probably close enough. I do like the street art. They had some kind of movement here in Fort Smith where the city commissioned a bunch of artistes come make some art. Some of the more, like planned out, slick style stuff I'm not a huge fan of. I like it a little more gritty and raw. And even though, I don't know, it's a gigantic mural, so it's hard to really even get it all in the frame with my grate. Pretty cool though. I like the lighting. The early, well, there's still, no sunlight lighting downtown is interesting. Three's Company, 77 to 84. There you go, Rob. So yeah, it was just wrapping up about the time I was like 9 years old, right? So pretty much I've only ever seen that show, effectively being able to halfway understand what the heck was going on, realistically. You're gonna crash! You're gonna crash your car! Dude, head turned, just looking at me, driving down the road. I yelled, "You're gonna crash your car." Yeah. People are nuts, man. Like, I get the thing where we're looking, like, okay, what is that? But then the need to continue to stare, I'll never understand. Now, maybe it's my own photographic memory, where it's like I can look and sort of take a picture and then I can look away and still kind of be studying what I just saw. But these people, it's hilarious, dude. It's like, I mean, do they not know that I'm seeing this? It's just bizarre to me. It's like, I know if I do one of them that, like, someone seeing me make that face, it's fucking bizarre, man. You're gonna crash your car. Bro, if I was a cop, they'd have got a ticket. Yeah, they'd have got a ticket. Yes, anyway. And Three's Company, man, I challenge you. I dare you to just pick a random Three's Company and try to watch that shit. just dude, you'll just be like, what is this? At a certain point, it's just so bizarre. Like the plot contrivances, the things that these writers used to come up with. And then like Adam Carolla has very astutely critiqued TV from that period. And he says, all these different shows, the writers, like, they would use the same plot devices in like all the different shows. Love Boat is another one. And that was like the #1 fucking show, or one of them, for years. Trash, unfucking watchable, man. Unwatchable. And then it was like, 30 million people or whatever every week were tuning in. Yeah, things have changed like really rapidly in this country. especially on those levels. Dang, 3 in the house, man. What am I doing? Too many synthetic cannabinoids. That's what I'm doing. Are synthetic cannabinoids ruining the broadcast? Maybe these lights are in my. Is this just that the lens? Maybe this is just the lens needs to be cleaned, or the phone rather. Hang on. Uh-oh. This ball joint on this, whatever this handle thing is, not working. I can't even untuck my shirt right now. Good God. Bummer, dude. And then, Three's Company, it was more or less the entire premise of the show was, well, other than the actual show is a plot contrivance on some level. Because Jack had to pretend to be gay, I believe. The Jack Tripper, played by, what's his name that I can't remember anymore. And then, of course, Mr. Farley with the comic relief. And that's the bridge to Oklahoma. If you guys can see that back there, probably can't. I doubt it even shows up as a bridge where this car is coming from. That's Oklahoma over on the other side of that bridge. Maybe we'll just walk to Oklahoma on this stream. Although this thing's under construction, I don't. Who even knows if there's a. Yeah, it looks like I could walk across it if I wanted to. Looking that way. Yeah, it's fucking trash, dude. Don't waste your time. But yeah, just when the old people are trying to reminisce about TV shows, we all know on some level it was fucking garbage. But when that's all we have, right? When that's all we have, then watch, pick something that's on and watch it. Right. Is this gas station up here actually 24 hours? So I was bemoaning this morning how it's like almost nothing is 24 hours anymore a day. But wasn't that long ago that all sorts of stuff was open all night, or at least till, the wee hours? I don't know. Is this store actually open 24 hours? It looked like they were open. Yeah, memories of watching the show. Yeah, John Ritter. There you go. Yeah, great actor, by the way. In Sling Blade also. Mm-hmm. I got them biscuits in there. Mm-hmm. Some folks call it a Kaiser blade. I call it a sling blade. Mm-hmm. See, and like, look at this sign here. If we can read this, I don't know if we can read this, but it's something about golfing for kids back there. And just this whole, just that, it's hard for you folks to see it, but just that entire presentment. It's, to me, that's always been death. Like, that represents death. It's this whole. It's even hard for me to describe what I'm looking at there. Sign up now for the second annual Golfing for Kids tournament at Hardscrabble Country Club, one of Arkansas's top-rated golf courses. Blah, 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 and on and on and on. Death. Death. That ain't, I don't know what that is, but it ain't living. It ain't living. Well, sure would like to have a bright flashlight for that alley down there. I'm getting all kind of cool visuals. All kind of cool visuals this morning. Guess I'll have to check my ego, or rather, access some humility with 4 in the house. It's funny how quickly I can feel entitled to some sort of audience on the internet when nothing of the sort exists, sir. And as we saw yesterday with the walk and talk, I was just completely ungrateful by the end of it, right? Into a space of near and complete total ingratitude. I'm trying to get back into my practice of gratitude. So I'm grateful for the 4. See, I'm grateful that there's 4 people willing to listen to me run my yap as I wander around downtown and further prepare for the Hopefully, the transition to more IRL content, certainly. Maybe a homeless guy found the light who needed it more than you. Yeah, see that, and I do understand what you're saying. That's an attempt to, look on the bright side. So yeah, maybe. Although the reality is that almost all the street homeless are drug addicts and therefore cannot own anything nice because if the item is too nice, it gets traded for drugs. So I hate to put that out there, right? But on the West Coast, a lot of these people, like if some of their items gotten stolen, the hippies like to say, "Well, I guess they needed it more than me." I always hate, and you're not doing that. You spelled secret, but I always hated that way of thinking. It's just, and it's kind of a way to give it up to God, I guess, or whatever. Like I understand the structure of what the person is doing, but I just always hated that, and I rarely, if ever, got stolen from. Very rarely. Is this place actually open? It'd be fascinating to me. I think it might be. Wow. Is this an actual 24-hour establishment? See, let's record them, but then they'll think we're not recording them because for some insane reason, people think I have to be recording with the cameras, like, the part that's facing away from me. When will people figure out selfie cameras? Right? It's 2023, people. Can we figure out that when he's walking around, he's recording himself and looking at himself? But for some reason, we still think I'm walking around that the people out here are the interesting part. But no, I'm the interesting part. Why haven't they figured this out yet? I don't know. I can't call it. But they probably think I'm standing. Why are you recording everybody coming in and out of the gas station? Like, I'm not, you jackass. I'm recording myself. I'm live streaming my own grape, not yours or theirs. Freaking bozos. Wow, or did this thing it's 3? Yeah, I guess this is open all night, or does it close at 4 a.m. or something? I don't kind of want to go ask now, but I don't think I'm going to. Surprisingly busy at 3:19 in the a.m. By the way, there's like no activity downtown, but look, it's more or less a fucking traffic jam here. These people been out clubbing, bar hopping. What's up, Monel? Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, look, 9. See, now I can feel better about myself. Yeah, these people are intoxicated. Just observing their movements. Intoxicated persons. And when I come into just a big conflagration of people like that for no fucking reason, and then the herd mentality. How do so many folks manage to converge in one location at 3:20 a.m. right when there's almost nothing happening out here? Now, well, if it's the only place open, that's obviously clearly a reason. But just watching their movements, quite bizarre. This one person just keeps pulling up to different gas pumps, and then they go to another gas pump. So whoever that is over there in the you can't tell, but it's an old Lincoln Navigator. Right? Perhaps they don't know what side of the vehicle that their fuel receptacle. So. Yeah, the people that built this thing, whatever this is, I used to work for them at a different location, and as far as I know, they sold everything, and left town. But I'm not sure. That's what I've been told. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, and I don't want to get graphic, man, but I don't know what's going on with my intestines, but I told y'all I was having like the other night, man, other afternoon, I had like 8 out of 10, and I have a high pain threshold. If I'm saying 8 out of 10, this ain't no fucking joke. I mean, 7 out of 10 realistically, but either way, very intense because I have to allow 10 out of 10 the absolute highest possible pain possible, right? So yeah, 7 out of 10 realistically on the pain scale. Cramping and just very intense pain, like in my. It's hard to explain the area, but if you like your solar plexus, if anybody knows what that is, like a general vicinity of the like upper abdomen, right in the center. And some bizarre looking feces came out of me this morning. Again, I don't really know how to say these things sometimes. So, anyway, very bizarre. Maybe like there's, I don't even know how to describe this actually, so I'm not going to try, but certainly looks like maybe there was some very old material, like maybe attached to maybe like the lining of my intestines, and maybe some of that starting to find its way out. I don't exactly know. It's very bizarre. Certainly something I've never seen before. I took a picture, but I don't think we'll be sharing that. Well, members only poop pics. Oh fuck! Sick evil fooks. Hey, what's up, Pale Horse Rider? Change my diet. Why are you? Why? Who are you talking to, Monel? I know you're not. I know you're not directing me, right? Because remember, on some level, oh my God, it's somebody with a phone. What? Good God, it's a fucking phone. Oh my God, it's a phone. We've never seen a phone. Just staring at me, bro. Just staring at me. Yeah. Oh my God, it's a phone. What do we do? That man has a phone. And then, of course, them trying to make noises. And if anybody, if y'all ever know, if you're ever in a car, I'll help somebody out, and you want to yell something at somebody like me who's not in a car, you get about a maximum of 3 words. So anything approaching a sentence is just going to sound like, yeah, 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 yeah. So I heard her go, blah, blah, yeah, yeah, blah, blah. She said a sentence, but I have no fucking idea what any of the words are. So pick 1, 2, or 3 words, yell them as loudly and as clearly as you can. And that's pretty much the extent of an actual message that can be delivered to a homeless person on foot. And then up ahead is drug court. And I see there's some folks gathered, although there's also bars around here that may actually be open. So this will be interesting. I can already tell by the way the group is standing that they will, as I approach, they may have things to say about my activities. So this should be interesting. This should be interesting. Certainly these folks don't understand ideas of, my own liberty and freedom, if that's even a thing. What the fuck is going on here? Some work. I thought that was homeless people at first. Living on the stoop or whatever. I think I had coffee in there one time with my dad. The artisan bean. Oh, yes, of course I am, Monel. Of course I am. See, and I'll pick on Monel a little bit. These, how can you be so sure of these things, right? Like, and I understand. I say my opinion as facts too, right? But it's like change your diet. Like, what are you talking about? Are you talking to me? Why are we problem solving because I said that my poop looked a certain kind of way? Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure it's a good thing, right? I'm pretty sure whatever came out ain't supposed to be in there, and now it's not in there anymore. Like, why do I need to change my diet? By the way, pretty sure the old diet is dialed in. Yeah, pretty sure. But thank you, much appreciated. I'm just curious sometimes, like what prompts people to react some of the ways they do. Oh, and now I'm getting paid. You're gonna have to step it up though in the long run. These amount. Thank you, I appreciate it. And the super chat is still kind of a novel thing, but ultimately you might have to kick it up a notch. You don't have to. I'm obviously being facetious. I'm just saying. This may not get you. Actually, I don't think I'm even. Hey, maybe I'm getting old, but I don't think I'm crossing the street. I'm not even going over there. Based on the youth, not the race. Not the race. The age. Those are males of a certain age. I'm going to avoid them entirely. Not racial, I can assure you. Although my loud ass voice is not like they won't be hearing me when I go by. But thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Monel. And if I'm a dick, I don't know. I'm just a dick. I don't know what to tell you. And then there's like these old shoe stores. I think I bought some shoes here one time, maybe. I can't exactly remember. These old-timey kind of stores all sort of look the same sometimes. You know what I mean? Have they spotted me? No. I think that might be the staff, unless that place is actually still open. Day of the week is it? Wednesday? Yeah, giving what I can. Yeah, thanks. Well, and I've said it before, man. Y'all need to please take care of yourselves first. I would never want to receive any sort of donation from somebody who might need it, right? I like Monel. She's here to tell me all the things I'm not. It's like, oh, you're not a. Yes, I am, lady. I'm a fucking asshole, and somewhat proud of it in a way. But thank you. The glib charm continues to work on you people. Apparently, fantastic. What happened, Rob? I'm out of the loop. Hey, good to see you. Is Dick here? I thought I saw Freedom Grower. Oh, that's Freedom Grower. Oh, yes, that's right. Good point. Good point. Hey, here's another mural. Definitely not a fan of this one. I mean, I guess it's better than just a wall of bricks. Although maybe I kind of like a wall of bricks at times. Thank you. Like my humor. That's right. Discretion, by the way, is a greater part of valor. Oh, we got a little police thing down here now. A little police, one of these police deals. I've never seen this down here. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, you see the flashing lights on that pole? Let's see, one of them, whatever they call that. That's probably an overkill of solar panels, I'm assuming. But I guess those are cheap nowadays, right? Is that place still open? I hear music. There we go. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of whatever that's trying to be. Again, you know, arguably preferable to just a wall of a wall of brick, right? Yeah, drunk folks. I made the right move. I made the right move. Crossing the street. Oh my God, a phone. He's placed a phone within a mechanism to to carry it around with. Well, it does have built-in cameras. Well, perhaps that's why. Noise graffiti. That's right. I am not going to be an auditor. That's not a thing. In fact, I actively dislike almost all auditors, so-called. None of them are doing it to help us. That's a fucking lie. Now, some of them probably start out with some actual intention of wanting to affect change for the better, but that's not the reason that why those activities continue for the most part. I'm sure there's some exceptions, right? But the majority of those folks are just total bozos, as far as I'm concerned. And then if you actually see them, like the times when you see the auditor, they're almost always like people with just the way their body is. You can tell like there's nothing to them. Like they can't do a day's work. Most of them, again, some exceptions, but some of them are just. You just look at these people like, oh, these are just fucking losers. Like they've lost at everything, right? They've been losers since day fucking one, and now they're out here, you know. And look, if some cop or some official gets I don't have a problem with them, somebody giving them a hard time. In some way, that is what they are being paid for. And I've told cops back in the day before I realized I should probably stop being so cheeky and talking shit to cops. I used to tell them, hey, if you don't like my attitude, because they'd love to bring up my attitude sometimes. I say, hey man, if you don't like my attitude, you can quit your job. I said, you're taking money to deal with my attitude. Think about that, partner. Of course, it's not like I ever got anywhere with that, right? Yep. And then the phenomenon of 3:30 in the morning stoplight. Let's just sit here and look at each other. But yeah, if I did audit, I would do it in a much different way than most folks. I would have a much, much, much different style. One thing I would insist upon is I would have a camera person. So I would have full footage of my own body language and physicality throughout the thing. And another thing I would do is anytime I went in, if I was actually entering into some building, I would make it clear that I'm not recording, that I'm not video recording the person. But then if I can disarm them with my glib charm, see, then maybe they'll actually want to be recorded. I think a lot of these auditors make a mistake because they so quickly come into opposition with some of these folks, which with some of these folks, they're such, they're so, below the level of acceptable humanity, arguably, that it's not like they're always going to be hostile, some of these officials, no matter what happens. There's at least that sliver of hope to maybe connect on a human level, right? That is a thing. And, what better person than me? You know, what better person? And highly suspect. I don't guess he found the broadcast this morning, unless I missed his comments, because he texted me this morning something about a hurricane and work's canceled, I guess, for tomorrow. Does that mean you're going today, or did I misunderstand? Did I misunderstand something? Never audit alone. Well, the thing is, these rules are not helpful. Like, never talk to the police. Well, that's obviously, really, are we going to get pulled over driving down the road and just look at the officer? And then he's saying words and we're just going to look at the officer? Like, I've done that, by the way, very awkward and uncomfortable. So it's like, oh, never audit alone. I don't know. I'm sure it's completely fine some of the time. And if I'm on a live stream, I don't guess I'm really alone. But I have almost an unlimited capacity for every little thing somebody wants to say. Well, do this. It's easy. We'll never do this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, have we really examined that concept? And here's Benton to make sure that we do that in exhausting detail, thus driving everyone insane. That's how that works, Monel. What's up, Woody? Good to see you, champ. Thanks for being here. Uh-oh, they found me. They found me, sir. Incomprehensible, sir. Incomprehensible. He said a word. I don't know if it was English. Very intoxicated, most likely. Probably rolling blank tape, if y'all have ever heard that expression. Rolling blank tape was referred to being in a blackout. Most likely that gentleman is in a blackout. By the way, not recommending downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas, but certainly very affordable. And as we know, the so-called truthers, the you can't handle the truth community, are never going to, they're never going to actually converge on one physical location. And Arkansas is a very shitty state with a lot of drawbacks. However, there are some advantages, one of them being shit is cheap or less expensive than other places, right? And there's some drunk guy trying to wander off. So I'm trying to let this guy wander off so I can, otherwise I'm going to catch up to him. He's now crossed to my side of the street as well. I do like to maintain my distance. Yeah. Well, the problem is every time I say never, I end up doing that, right? Some people will take you literally. And somebody brought up a very astute point that, like, children don't understand what you mean. They understand what you say. And, we are dealing with children on some level. So it's like, yeah. And by the way, I'm, prone to exaggeration and hyperbole too. So I probably need to check myself on that basis as well. Right. And, the more I think about Mr. Unslaved's broadcast with the hours he's keeping, I just don't think I'm really even going to be able to contribute in the near term. I'm fucking wiped out, man. Arkansas. That's right. Watch out for the nut milk. That's right. Well, remember, we don't claim Hillary, just for the record. She's from Illinois, but Bill's ours. I guess we'll take him if we have to. He was quite popular up until the Lewinsky stuff. The Lewinsky, that definitely hurt him in the state. The boys on the tracks, fucking Mina, training the Nicaraguans out in the woods, flying in the cocaine, all of that's completely fine. But a dress and a cigar and all of these other things, that's unforgivable. Right? That's unforgivable. Ruining, arguably millions of lives through drugs, or at least contributing. That's a nothing burger. Most likely having folks murdered. That's no big deal. But a dress and a cigar, holy shit, unforgivable. Cigar sales skyrocketed. Hey, I'm sure they did. Shout out to Big L, by the way. He's a big cigar guy. It's a whole lifestyle, apparently. I have to find a little alley to dip off into and Drain the main vein. Drain the main vein. And then this motel over here, I've never completely figured out. I know people stay there, but it's just so it's bizarre and quiet. And I wonder if it's just mostly a bunch of like Section 8 or like maybe older folks living there. Of course, you guys can't see it, guys and gals, because I'm looking at it. No, seems like more like apartments than an actual motel. But it's nice, like they keep it up. I think it's a red roof or something. I don't know, bizarre. Oh, and somebody wanted me to check out the Masonic Lodge. It's just right over here, so I guess we'll go check out the Masonic Lodge after I find a place to. Oh, look, random dogs. Although those might be coyotes, but they look like dogs. Got random dogs out and about downtown. Yeah, they're approaching with caution. Can you see them across the street there? I think they'd have came if I called them, but I like their behavior there. They're just sort of minding their own business. Checked me out briefly and went on about their day, or night rather, as it may be. Good job, dogs. Not a dog person, but some of them are cool, I must say. Just like people. Most of them shitheads, some of them's cool. Just like people. Some would say that's the owner. The owner determines that. Well, quite possibly. Oh, now do we go left and tour the dregs of homeless society that way, right? Or do we go see the Masonic Lodge? Now, if I'd really had my thinking cap on when we were at the store that was open, the only thing open, when we were there, I could have went down the street past there, and I actually could have encountered the homeless and then come back this way. But I was not thinking about that. Such is life. Sorry about your luck. Oh, look, a gigantic dumpster I can go urinate behind. Well, uh, challenge accepted. Uh-oh, dogs, get out of the road. Get out of the road, doggies. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get run over. Ah, yes, we can get run over out here. Yeah, Red Roof Inn. Hey, here's another, more animals. What is this, an outdoor kennel? What is this? And again, no flashlight. The fuck is that thing, man? Bizarre. Was not expecting this level of homeless animals. Surely they're not homeless. So the first couple look like these are definitely somebody's babies. These dogs are pretty good at escaping. Not a fan of urinating on the concrete, but we're certainly when in the splash, sometimes you gals don't have to worry about this, but sometimes we fellas whip it out in public, although hidden, of course, not in public, to take a leak, and it splashes up, and you look down, it's all over the pants and the shoes. What's Woody doing? I peed behind a dumpster today. Didn't see the Indian guy dumping trash. Nice. Did it get dumped on you? Dude, I've been physically in dumpsters like at apartment complexes and had the manager come out there. I was like digging for recycling. She's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Do I look?" I don't even remember what I said, but I think I made it pretty comical. It's been so long. I was going to try to tell a story, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I don't even remember what happened." But I think it involved me saying, "I'm don't need any help digging through the trash, lady." Something along those lines. Can I help you? No. You got any experience dumpster diving, lady? If not, you probably cannot help. Ah, there goes the lavalier, Mike. Oh, have they spotted me? Pretty much everybody that's out and about, I think, is still Tuesday night. for them. It's not yet Wednesday morning. All right. Am I back? I think I am. All right. All right, here we go. We're going to check out the Masonic Lodge. Yeah, I showed it on camera earlier. It's almost full. I don't think it's quite full, but there it is. It never shows up on these cameras though. And then I think all this light, the light doing that is because I think my camera, I think my lens just needs to be cleaned probably. If that made it worse. It's not smart enough to bring anything with me to. Oh wait, I do have something. Hold on. Hold on. Yep. There you go. Funny. Yeah, that's all it took. We fixed our lighting issue with the alcohol swab. And yes, I do litter at times. That's just what happens. I don't know what to say. It is what it is. Oh, and then the cigarette smokers who, you ever meet one of these cigarette smokers that's like anti-littering, but they throw out their cigarette butts. So when number two, I'll never. By the way, no more smokers. That was what a nightmare. She was a smoker, and she used to throw the butts out the window. So when she would do that, I would grab a random piece of trash out of just the interior of the car and throw it out the window. Sort of, it's like, this is what you are. Let me show you what you look like right now. Like, why is all the other litter bad to throw out of the window, but this one type of litter, it's okay to throw it out? Is it because was just on fire? Well, I don't understand. What's the reason here? That seems like it might make it worse, actually. There's a homeless person seated on the sidewalk up here by the Masonic Lodge. He's now seen me coming and is perhaps leaving the area. Hard to say. Might have a chat with her, potentially. We shall see. And just living in like two worlds at the same time, this world of high tech, everybody has a computer in their pocket, but then God forbid I go around in public actually using the recording functions of the smartphone, and it's like everybody it's the most novel thing that's ever happened. And I really do despise humanity on many levels. That's one of them. But yeah, here's the Masonic Lodge, although I got to figure out what this person is doing first. Who's now coming towards me. Probably just stand here and wait, see what happens. Yep. Masonic Lodge. Oh, it's that gigantic building you're standing outside of that I'm coming to film on a live stream. Oh, I'm planning on it. Thank you. How are you? What? See, she heard me. Breakfast? What's for breakfast? Coffee. Now, we're live on the internet over here. So you're actually stepping into a worldwide broadcast.
Oh, really? Now, see it?
Well, you're going to be on it. See, now, not only can you see it, you're on it, right? That is it. See, this is the worldwide broadcast. Isn't the technology amazing?
Hello, everybody.
And see, this is people watching and they're typing at us, see?
Uh-huh.
So it'll take a few seconds, but they will notice you and probably say something.
Be careful who you're,
Oh, are we giving it? It's the advice giving portion.
Be careful who sprays for roaches in your house.
Oh, you know what? That happened to me recently.
May I recommend a bomb?
Oh, okay.
You pull the top off and it's the gas. Just make sure you cover your dishes up. Have a great day.
Well, I'm a fan of Ted Kaczynski since you brought up bombs. But have a nice day, ma'am. Nice to see you. It was quite the interesting collection of scents, I may add. And My sense of smell almost doesn't work at all, very nearly. But yeah, that is part of it. Greetings, lady. See, it's funny. It's an interesting dynamic. The time. But then something else I'm fascinated with about humanity is when people say "huh" or "what," but they heard you. So like I said something very clearly and loudly, and she was like, "What?" And I went, "Huh," and then she responded to my actual what I had said. So it's actually like a way to gain control of the interaction, I think. But yeah, this is the Masonic Lodge. So pretty. Actually, let's go outside cam for this. We don't need my head in this one. Hang on, let's go back cam. Yep. This is interesting Masonic Lodge here. And I don't know what we're capturing on the, cannot see the screen whatsoever. I wonder what the green and purple, by the way, what's up with all that? I can't call it. Spooky, certainly. Spooky. Spooky. Wonder if this used to be like some kind of courthouse or a government building or something. I don't know. There's the square and compass engraved into the edifice there. I don't know if folks can see it or not, but let's see. Probably can't. Looks like there's a shadow over it, but yeah. As there should be. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Guess this is as close as we can get to the actual building, the backside of the building. There's the square and compass, probably still not showing up on cam. Yeah, it's not, I mean, as these type of buildings go, because a lot of them are really shitty, actually. And as Drew noted, after he moved to the Jacksonville, he was like, damn, there sure are a lot of Masonic lodges in the South. Yeah, there are. Most of them are just not very impressive buildings. So, of course, the back of this thing, not very impressive either. But looks like a prison cell. Yeah, man. It does not look inviting, to be sure. Yeah. All right, let's get back to me now. Back to Benton. Settings. General. Wait a minute. God, StreamYard is on the phone is not it's not the way to go, man. I mean, I guess it is, but am I ever actually going to try that EV Mux program that Tribe's always trying to pump up? And then this is actually where I used to work, that red building, the metal building. The Point Convenience is what it used to be called. I don't know what it is now. And they used to have 2 public bathrooms in there, and then people ruin everything, right? So now there's no public bathrooms. And when I was still working there, caught some people in there shooting up. That's a scandal in Arkansas, or it used to be. Probably not now. Yeah, I'm digging some of these visuals here. This is way better, way more visually interesting. So perhaps if I get my ass up early enough, start coming down here and maybe other parts of the town as well. Metal shipping container. Yeah, that was actually one of those. They call those a roll-off dumpster. But you're right though. It is. It's effectively that's what it is, right? But yeah, those are roll-off dumpsters. Another street person has spotted me. And the general look of a sex worker, but we're not involved in those activities. And then some of these buildings, I do like architecture. So this probably hard to actually see the detail, but that Gothic style building back there. Do like architecture quite a bit. Yeah, interesting. In fact, that's the Masonic building back there. Purple. Sex workers. Yeah, a lot of sex workers. around. Indeed. This thing. Now, is this place open all night? Am I crazy and there's actually 24 hours a day places? Guy sitting in his car over here. Check it out. Oh, and I passed out in the grass over there one time. Let's go look at where Benton passed out in the grass. Because I worked here, so on my day off, I guess I got intoxicated, and for some reason I stumbled up here from that rooming house I showed y'all on a different broadcast, which is not that far from here on foot, maybe half a mile. Yeah, about half a mile from here at tops. Yeah, I passed out in this grass over here somewhere one time, and my phone fell out of my pocket. By the time I regained consciousness and went all the way to my rooming house, I realized I'd forgotten the phone. Came back, it was still here, just sitting in the grass. Yeah. Nobody bothered me as far as I know. Just left me there. They even noticed me at all. Somewhere around here. Of course, I was drunk, so I don't remember exactly, but general area. Yeah. Good job. Okay, I don't think this place is open. Who knows? Who knows? And then all these stickers that people put on their cars. Bad decision. That's a great way. Cops love to pull over cars with just these random stickers. So I might want to put some cool, funky stickers on my car, but no, no, no. I'd like to appear as pedestrian as possible. This thing wasn't 24 hours when I worked there. Surely it's not now. You never know. Of course, just one person pulling up to the store will make it look like it's open, right? There's my tire shop across the street, but they've been too busy lately. I think I found another tire shop, though. Certainly, if I'm going to be hitting the road IRL content, warrior style, certainly going to be at least a pair of tires, probably an entire set. Yeah, they're not open. Place ain't open. Everyday carry? No kidding, man. Yeah, dude. And look, again, yeah, should a person be able to drive around with tinted windows? I suppose, but, you know, is this place actually open? There's no fucking way this place is open. These people are so out of it, they think that the store is open. Yeah, it's lit up so people don't come and commit crime. Place is not open. Maybe it is. I don't know. Am I that? Well, we can't see. So lit up. Is this how far out of it I am? It is fucking open. Unless this is a guy that works here. What the hell is happening? Bizarre. Had no idea. 3:55 a.m. Two stores open. 3:55. Oh, electric Daisy Carnival. I don't even know what that means, Rob. I'm so out of it. I'm so out of the loop. The hell you mean, sir? Well, now we've wandered away from downtown. Although I guess this is like the edge of downtown. This is still downtown. We've lost some of our more visually appealing elements, so I'm kind of glad that lady she decided to cut our conversation short because although me sort of heckling her about giving advice, that might have probably didn't help. I was like, oh, we're giving advice. Okay. Well, consider the source, ma'am. Consider the source. Do you feel qualified to give this advice? Especially in light of your present circumstances. Does this seem wholly appropriate to you, miss? Oh, man. Now my friggin' pants are falling down. Oh, it's laundry day, by the way, although I may put that off until tomorrow. I was quite dismayed to open my sock drawer. This used to be a liquor store, this place I'm passing right now. And no kidding, the when I worked for that gas station, it was not a Valero, but now it's a Valero. Then this was the liquor store, and the owners, when they caught somebody shoplifting, they would try to get them in the back of this place, and they'd beat them up. And I guess the local culture seemed to accept it on some level, and I guess that was viewed as, well, we're gonna kick your ass, or we can call the cops. I guess. I don't know, man. I'm just not that type of dude to be beating people up for stealing. Although can't say they don't deserve it necessarily. I don't think I would want to personally administer the beating. I guess if it was my store, I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with it. I suppose. Hey, here comes the same two pooches again. Perhaps it's destined that we meet again. It's like, no, Benton, those are coyotes. Okay, well, they look like dogs to me. I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure they're dogs. Thanks, man. Enjoy your work. All my back windows have black screen. Oh, here's a person sleeping. Not that I'm trying to go out finding people sleeping, but at one point, I know you folks have heard me talk about the Joe Rogan Experience message board and how I had one of the top 10 threads on there. It was like almost 8 million views, I think, last time I checked. And part of that, at a certain point, I had this digital still camera. So I wasn't even taking pictures with a phone, right? This is how long ago this was comparatively. So I had, a decent, halfway decent digital still camera. But welcome to America, folks. Maybe Benton here pretty soon. You never know. Not that, but sleeping outside potentially. But yeah, I took some pictures that were very well received when I think I was on edibles and just like wandering around San Francisco at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I took a bunch of like up close pictures of people just like sleeping rough, but they were dead ass asleep. It's interesting, man, because I think at that time a lot of folks hadn't really seen just exactly what street homelessness in a city looked like. Not, I don't mean the general. I just mean it wasn't quite as soft belt, soft white underbelly or whatever. Wasn't quite as explored of an area as it is now. So they watching me like I'm TV, Jack. He at least realized that as a man staring at another man at 4 a.m., maybe that's not the thing to do. To be out in public somewhere as a grown ass man staring at another man at 4 a.m. Because now he's talking at his phone. See, and then we saw that with the Hawaiian. If you remember the Hawaiian, I don't think I caught him on camera, but he wanted to show that he had some sort of credibility at the level of holding up his phone. So I looked back at that guy, and he was like acting like he was holding up his phone, talking at it. People are fascinating, man. It's absolutely fascinating. It's never a dull moment out here, to be sure. But again, I think people have lost a sense, and how much of that is due to these screens. I think a lot of folks have lost a sense of like being observed, right? Yeah, bro, you really gonna just stare at another grown ass man at fucking 4 in the morning? Like I'm facing the way I was already going, so yeah, I'm looking straight ahead, but this guy like was heading a totally different direction, and now his head's turned looking at me for long periods of time. It's quite bizarre. I'll never entirely get used to it, I must say. Not completely. But this is also part of my extensive experience sleeping outside in urban areas. It's just not promised sleep, that's for sure. You just never know. Some loudmouth bozo on a live stream might wander by at 4 a.m. and start yapping, wake everybody up. That might be lovely night for sleeping outside, though, I must say. Not humid at all. At all. human at all at all. Let's see what kind of vermin or what style of vermin are on the streets at 4 a.m. Present company excluded, of course. Har har har. Well, now we're going up a visually uninteresting street, but there are going to be some potentially visibly interesting homeless people. And I don't really, I have lived with these folks enough. I no longer have these fascinations around the homeless, but a lot of people are somewhat fascinated with the homeless. They're just people to me, like that lady. Just treat her like a person, Well, a very specific style of person, I should say, but yeah. Never a dull moment in Vegas. Yeah. Yeah, and I trip out on those the Las Vegas tunnels, Rob, because I just heard about that and the people living in those tunnels, and then finally there's that, every once in a while one of these bozo creators with these millions of views that do these very formulaic videos, every once in a while one of them gets my attention. I think it's Tyler Oliveira or something, Oliveira, and well, she's a bozo, of course, but videos are well done. So they went down there into the so-called tunnels. It's a fucking waterway, man. It's a canal. It's not a tunnel. Is a canal a tunnel also? I guess so, in a sense, if we build something over the top of it. But that's literally a waterway. It's not a tunnel. It's like, oh, we tunneled underneath the fucking ocean, right? Well, does water go through the tunnel? Then it's not a fucking tunnel. Or okay, is water meant to go through the tunnel? I should say. Yes. Okay. How the fuck is that a tunnel then? Sounds like a waterway to me. I don't know. Why are we calling this a tunnel? Well, because there's no water in it most of the time. Oh, okay, I see. Well, on the map, does it show up as a blue line, even if it's dry? If the answer is yes, then that's a fucking waterway. I mean, am I nuts? What's up, slow boy? I mean, I probably am, but maybe not. Perhaps not for those reasons. We got the owl watching us from one of the top windows of that interesting looking building. A lot of interesting buildings in a lot of towns in this country. Certainly still plenty of cool shit to look at. And if anybody is ever curious Benton talks about traveling the country for all them years, living out of a backpack. What was he doing? Well, a lot of what I was doing was wandering around looking at shit. Not necessarily that specifically, but I've been to many, many, many downtowns of many, many, many cities in this country. Almost all of them, there's something cool to peep at somewhere. Spokane, Washington, for example. You can tell that probably used to be a really cool fucking town at one point before it gave itself over to iniquity, drugs, Talcottianism, whatever. Vice called them tunnels. There you go. That's all it takes, man. That's literally all it takes. Rob says, well, Vice called them tunnels. So there you go. They're tunnels. But, and I'm having this experience watching these videos, and I know, like, I know I'm technically correct, but then I'm also like, there's something wrong with me. Like, I'm the only person watching this going, it's a fucking waterway. What, this is not a tunnel. But while still appreciating, the plight of the people involved and all of these things, certainly some level of compassion, right? I guess here's a truck driver waiting to deliver, I guess. Smart on him. I guess he got in here on the off hours and backed in, because this ain't an easy back. Yeah, this ain't easy coming off this street here. I could do it, but it wouldn't be fun. You definitely have to block all the streets, at least temporarily. Rob says he even did it just now. I was saying that to myself while watching it. Yeah, there's not tunnels. Yeah, it's like a wash almost. Yeah, wash away. Yeah. It's like when I was in the slabs, man. There's some people, for whatever reason, they go and build a camp in the wash. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but if it fucking rains, guess what? Your ass washed away, partner. And it's happened. It happened to several people. I know of at least a couple that got, whether knowingly or unknowingly, built their camp at Slab City in the fucking wash, and then stayed there long enough to get washed. I don't know. I don't like it. Not gritty enough for my taste. And that by the way, when I say I'm artsy fartsy and all of that, I don't really go beyond. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And that's really about it. But yeah, big fan of art, but not that art. Again, probably better than just a plain edifice. Although I do like brick, but not necessarily this brick. There's a lot of cool yellow brick in Arkansas. I know like Hot Springs has a lot of it. There's some in Little Rock. I'm sure there's some here somewhere. Follow the yellow brick road, as it were. Yep, some people need to be washed just for being stupid. Yeah. Well, and I fall into stupidity at times. I don't stay there. I think that's that's the thing. Arguably, I'm sure many of us can realize that we ourselves have fallen into that, at least temporarily. But these people they live there. Stupidity, population, them. I wonder if the Salton Seas. No, I don't think so, Terry. But I have no idea. Heavy rain. I doubt it, but I don't know, man. It's a good question. I'm not sure that thing's ever going to fill up. Supposedly that was accidentally created. I believe it had something to do with trying to re-divert the Colorado River or something. I'm not exactly sure. At one point I better understood the history. Now this might be a security risk. I don't know. This is actually sketchy enough that we might have to not even run this gauntlet. The homeless have been weaponized to some extent, certainly. Hit the point man across the street. We might have to hit the point man. Rob likes the brick buildings on Chicago. Yeah, Chicago's got a lot of cool shit to look at. Definitely. That's a place I need to revisit at some point. Most definitely. Most definitely. Are you addressing me, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm on a worldwide broadcast. If you'd like to participate, you're certainly welcome. If not, I'll keep moving.
Come here real quick.
Oh, I don't follow orders, sir. But you're welcome to join the broadcast if you'd like. It's right here, sir. The worldwide broadcast does not come to you. You come to the worldwide broadcast. So it's right here, bro. Of course it's like that. I don't follow no. When a strange man tells me to come here, I don't come here. Let's keep our distance too, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm looking at the world.
This is a worldwide broadcast.
Who that on?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yep, 14 people watching because it's off hours. It's as many as 60 in the daytime.
Hey, y'all check this out though. YouTube or whoever this is.
It's YouTube.
This your boy. When that shit is on, Don Glow 34 The Truth, man. I'm out here. And since it's a world broadcast.
Oh, here I am. Yeah.
I gotta promote myself.
Of course.
Real quick. I'm gonna drop myself. Y'all know what? Check this out. I got a long way to go. I'm in my one.
I knew it was going freestyle rap.
If there's money in the atmosphere, a lot of people try to say I don't belong here. I'm motivated by the hustle, been a long year. I mean, it's kush that I've been on, got my mind gone. When I be talking to these hoes, I got their minds blown. But every day's another struggle, but my will strong. I'm in the streets, Pimp C, pocket full of stones. Set up for nothing less than I set myself out to be. A born winner, so the top is where I gotta be. I told my team to stay ready, cause we gon' shine together. But this shit ain't gonna be easy, cause of the stormy weather. But when we get there, it's palm trees and Palm Beach. Bad bitches ready to fuck, begging at our feet, man, that's enough. Hey, Gucci, you want me, I'll take the meal today for your family to come.
Beautiful, brother. I love it. Bars. They like you, man. They like you. They said you got bars. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, man. Have a good day. Well, I could beatbox actually, Roy. Used to play drums. Oh, epilepsy warning. Epilepsy warning. Fire station. Ooh, nice grass. Wasn't expecting that. Dude, I almost said it before he started rapping. I almost said freestyle raps incoming. No, I'm not much of a fisher person. Person hunt, by the way. But yeah, I'm not much of a fisher person. It's always a woman that's the loudest somehow. Almost always. I don't know how much of that y'all actually heard. But boom mic earning its keep. Although during the bars, I probably could have turned up the volume. Fisher of men. There you go. No, not much of a fisher person. Yeah, yeah, they all want to be a rapper. Oh, even Rob. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I don't have the mind for writing raps necessarily. Yeah. I enjoy rap and hip hop, of course. It was much better than I was expecting, although I don't know that we can call that a freestyle necessarily. Even coming with the writtens. Not bad. Not bad, sir. Not bad. And then the bravado at the end. I don't know if you heard him. He was, when they said that they said you have bars. He said, "I know I got bars." That's right. I like a little bit of cockiness goes a long way, you know. Men have lost their swag, right? And again, how much swag should someone in his position have? But probably more than zero, I would say. In fact, he may find a need of such be perhaps more useful than some other folks. Right. You rapping on the daily, bro. That's right. I'm rapping on the daily. Lest we forget, speaking extemporaneously off the dome for long periods of time. Oh, we're on the truck route. We're on the truck route, lest we forget. Eventually, I'll get better at capturing whatever needs to be captured. Here come one of them fancy trucks. Oh, he's turning. Oh, it's a day cab, Peterbilt. No, it's a Kenworth. Nice truck though. Long wheelbase day cab. I like it. Of course, Benton trying to live in it, so we want to sleep in the cab. Pretty cool truck. Pretty cool. Local owner operator, probably. Yeah, I'm rapping on the daily, bro. Don't sell yourself short, Benton. Hell, we got 45 minutes before Z. How about you? How about you? Howdy, folks. Pretty good. Just waiting for the traffic to clear. Right. I'll never understand how we have all these rules in society and people get in trouble for stuff, but it's just completely fine to have a loud ass motorcycle. Now, some of that I get is that cops like loud ass motorcycles. So that's obviously part of the problem. I don't know, man. Lots of harassment of me and my friends when we were young folks because of our loud stereo. 2023, and I have to be quick on the draw, getting my fingers in my ears, or I might suffer literal hearing damage. Literal. Now open, folks. Whippoorwill. What's up, Nuba? The effeminate warrior. What the hell has happened to Z, by the way? I'm almost starting to think it's a bit. Like he's, because look, the guy knows what he's doing on some level. He's not a dumb guy who lacks introspection, right? Well, I'm starting to wonder, is he doing a lot of the simping? Is it on purpose? I don't know, man. It's bizarre. He seems to be simping at a level that I don't think is quite genuine. Or I hope not. Anyway, I would hope not. Oh yeah, Rob. I don't know, man. Rob. I don't know how to characterize. Rob gets in certain spaces with certain content creators. It seems. I don't know, man. I'm out of the loop on a lot of things, so it's hard for me to say. There's the First National Bank building, I think. One of the few big buildings in town, I suppose. Not too bad. I would like to go to Hot Springs. Got to get this car fixed, man. As long as I shift very, very slowly and deliberately, don't go over 40 miles an hour or past fourth gear, it actually drives pretty well. I know there's a lot of caveats there, but that's where we're at. Yeah, First National Bank. Probably ought to start heading back to the car, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. I really don't. I've almost no desire to talk to drunk people right now. So most of the folks, there are people out and about, but they're almost all intoxicated. Drunks are the worst, as we know. You don't got the energy for the drama trying to clean his name up. Oh, Zetetic Warrior. For the record, I like Zetetic Warrior. I disliked him initially, but then he grew on me. I'm still wondering if I'm hosting the show or not. The synthetic cannabinoids, man. I'm not having all the creative ideas I normally have, and it blocks a lot for me creatively, I must say, of using. It's probably not the cannabinoids themselves that are the problem. It's probably me that's the problem, right? I was more or less just in a fucking catatonic stupor by the end of yesterday. He seemed to take on the character of what chat. Oh, I see what you're saying, of what chat portrays. Then goes hard and commits the simping thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't feel like that's him. I don't feel like he probably has some level of simp in him, but definitely not to that degree. There's no fucking way. And I don't know that he has any simp in him, although certainly the bitterness over his divorce, that seems to be real. But I mean, fuck, I had some bitterness for years around my first divorce, and people accused me of being bitter, and I never accepted it. But in reality, looking back on it, I was like, yeah, I was bitter. We don't like to be called that when we are that, right? Nobody. But yeah, they were right, certainly. Whether I wanted to accept it or not at the time. I can only do so much inside this platform. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. That's a good thing to mention, New, because I go through these metaversal existential crises with respect, and again, tongue in cheek, being hyperbolic for effect, but where it's like, am I really a content machine or the content machine? Like, am I really that? I've talked about, more or less go live and I'll be interesting on command. And that's true to an extent, but then as folks who watch me often enough, I do repeat myself at times. It is sort of the same rehashing of certain ideas at times. But then occasionally I get on some sort of seemingly novel rant, right? It's interesting, man, and I'm pretty sure I'm going all in on the content. I really don't see how I have any other choice. And again, it's probably going to coincide with some level of actual, real homelessness, but especially if I do start sleeping outside much of the time, then obviously that the budget, it becomes much more possible to derive the bulk of one's income from live streaming. You know what I mean? Well, they just cut the budget until the donations actually are enough to fit the budget. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a thing that can be done, right? Certainly. Certainly. I was fucked up. Yeah, yesterday was fun until eventually I wasn't able to keep it going anymore. And then the breathing, obviously. And then between the breathing and the Gulag Archipelago reading, although I got in a flow on that reading, man, because that shit is hard to read, not being written originally in English. And I got into a groove with that at a certain point where I was even sort of surprising myself, like, oh man, I'm really doing this, skip most of the Russian names, keep on fucking rolling, right? So I want to find some things to read on stream, but that's where the lack of prep comes in. I'm not prepping really. Not that I was before, but I was doing some prep. We found the sprinklers. Well, that was cool. I forgot what the guy said his name was, the rapper guy. That was pretty cool. Now that and you folks, I was, these were the type of homeless people that might become animated and borderline violent if I pointed the camera at them. Somebody's sleeping over there. Hey, there's another pooch. I was not prepared for the number of unaccompanied pooches that would be out and about. Is this a whole thing where like the owners just kind of know that they go out exploring late at night and then they come back? I don't know, man. Where are these dogs coming from? Strange. Homeless dogs, perhaps. Yeah, I've been downtown a lot of early mornings. I've never seen this many dogs. You usually come downtown anywhere and don't see any dog. It's like the 6 different dogs I've seen. What the hell's happening here? The hell you mean? Forgot what I was saying. That never happened. By the way, it's almost time to hit the vape again. Oh, what I was saying is, if I went back there like that's this time every morning, eventually I could get to know enough of them where they probably, like half of them, some of them would come on camera, the others wouldn't, but then, they would at least not try to attack me necessarily. I don't know, probably not going to do any of that, but and I'm not really. I do see a lot of homeless specific content on the internet. I'm not really trying to do that. My thing is if I'm out and about, guerrilla style, and homeless people happen to be involved in the broadcast, that's fine with me. And then, but it's not like the aim of it, right? Of the IRL stuff. I think that's a bit of a low hanging fruit in a way. But I know I have a certain skill set of interfacing with homeless that others may not have. And like that's the thing is, man, some of these people, you just got to let them know because they're coming from such a world in which, there's these various, aggression dynamics and power games. Because remember, he was like, come here, come here, come here. I'm like, no, man, it's a worldwide broadcast. It don't come to you, partner, although it kind of did, right? But like, you got to come to it. And I was like, I damn sure don't go to strangers that tell me to come here. It's like, what is, and then I even told him, I put my arm out and was like, hey, let's keep our distance or whatever. Because I knew I could tell he was going to just walk right up on me, which is kind of natural because since I am holding the broadcast right here in my hand. Yeah, lots of thumbnails for me to make off of this. Here's I ran into these folks earlier. I do live streams on YouTube. Yeah, for some reason, people just listen to me talk. It's really strange, but I do these every day, man. Dude, I just talk for real. I just talk. I know it sounds crazy. I don't know what I'm going to talk about ahead of time. I can talk for hours. Not very many, man, but well, do you know much about YouTube?
Yeah.
Even 500 or 600 is a lot on YouTube.
Yeah.
Got right at 600.
Yeah.
But we get up to 60 in the daytime at one time watching me talk. If you can believe that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You got cheap right here.
Well, you can tell them real quick. I know your ladies.
Hey man,
we'll probably have to let you go because of your lady. But
Chief Keith, I'm just fucking with y'all, man. I'm just out with me and my girl. We just vibing here.
Hell yeah.
Just cooling, you know what I'm saying?
Downtown Fort Smith.
Downtown Fort Smith.
It's not too bad, is it?
Ain't that bad, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's all on what you make.
Hold on. I might have found a kindred spirit.
Yeah, you do, man.
Hell yeah. Look, we're vaping.
I'm toast to that.
I hope it's cannabis.
Oh, you already know.
Hell yeah. This is that THCO. I love this stuff. They banned it.
That live resin, you hear me?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hey, man, look, man, it's a cool dude, coolest man out just minding his business, vibing, you hear me? Yeah, salute. Hey. Much love.
Hey, good talking to you, brother. Yeah, man. Take care. That was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like the lady's behavior too. She was certainly not going to involve herself in this foolishness, but was not disrespectful to her man. I like that. And she continued to walk, but then she's not going too far away to be unsafe or, you know. I like the way she handled that, I must say. Maybe, Roy. That's a good question. Probably very, very stoned. The guy did pull out a vape, lest we forget. Probably friggin' baked Alaska. That's probably a gentleman who can when I'm vaping, he probably consumes as much as I do, and I'm a fucking heavy user. First tokes of the day, by the way. Oh yeah, my car is that way. What's up, Rachel Zinger? Good to see you. I do like the Mr. Benton, I have to say, and not in a romantic text necessarily, but I do embrace the old man aspects of whatever this is that we're doing here. Yeah. Number 2 used to call me Mr. Benton. So again, trying not to go there romantically, but just always liked that for some reason. You know, actually, now that I think about it, number 1 did too. And just not advice for the fellas, but you know, ladies do like men, right? And I do think under this whole, you know, masculinity movement, if we could call it that, and then all the MGTOW, and you know, I'm not sure how much of that is on point necessarily. I mean, some people need, you know, some fellas need to step their game up, obviously, but I'm not sure masculinity is even very well understood at all at this point. And I'm not even saying I understand it necessarily. I've certainly been able to exhibit it, apparently. And you know, my dad also, you know, very stereotypically masculine in many ways. But then I think the major thing I see people doing is some idea of, well, repressing the feminine. But yeah, that doesn't get us to masculinity though. And debatably, I would say if a man is, you know, fully in touch with his masculine side, probably not going to be, and I'm not talking about in a gay, effeminate way, but just probably not going to feel strange about, you know, being, you know, some embrace of the feminine, right? And I know most of y'all don't watch movies, but one of my favorites is Bronson with Tom Hardy, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, who's an interesting filmmaker. He made an entire film about a car tire, or may have been a truck tire, with special powers that roamed about the desert and like had a laser beam and could kill people and shit. Like made a whole movie about that. I'm not saying it was a good movie, but interesting experiment, certainly. Yeah. Well, and that's what I think a lot of males don't understand is that, part of women, they really do, God bless them, right? It's just, imagine, you know, being incarnating in the realm here as a female. And, I'm sure that's wonderful in a lot of ways, or I'm sure it's horrible in a lot of ways too. But, but then actually liking, well, and then this gets into some personal things too. So I don't know, maybe I'm not the one to be talking about this, but regardless, the point I'm trying to make is that, women are very astute critique, they're very good at critiquing and spotting, uh, behaviors that are not living up to whatever they're looking for in a man, or at the level of masculine behavior, so called. So when people say the women choose, I mean, that is true to an extent. Uh, I would want to be more specific and say, well, women, they end up determining a lot of what, you know, actually ends up representing masculine behavior, or, desirable masculine behavior, it seems like. Mr. Beast, I used to like a lot of, I know it sounds crazy, but I actually used to enjoy a lot of Mr. Beast videos. Now, part of that is I understand that this is like as mainstream as a thing can be in the current time, right? Like, that's the cutting edge of what I call lowest common denominator, mass appeal, right? But some of those videos are really fucking good, I have to say. I mean, they just are. I don't know how else to say it. Oh, Kobe, inflated tire. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, men are effectively extinct. And the reality, Rachel, is that as someone, especially if as I do more IRL content, and again, I don't put myself up there as any sort of bastion of any of these. It's just that I actually got socialized to express myself somewhat, what I would consider normal masculinity, right? Society's so lost at this point. I'm not, even trying to talk about what's healthy or unhealthy or toxic, so called, or is that even a thing? And well, if there's toxic masculinity, of course there's toxic femininity and all these various dynamics, right? You can't really have the one without the other in any sort of dual system. So, yeah. But it's funny because I really have no way of describing my content. I mean, vlogging ultimately. That's what the young gal at the motel said the other day when I wandered in there. She's like, "Oh, like a vlog." I mean, ultimately that's what I'm doing, but then with what may be more ranty, like ranty vlogs. But then it is podcasty at times, and I've done podcasts. So I don't know. It's hard to. I guess it's a mixed medium. It's a lot of different things, maybe. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Your thoughts in expert panel, non-expert panel non-panel, expert non-expert, non-grift grift. Because I want to say grift non-grift, because that seems to fit the form. But actually, if you think about the meaning, it's actually a non-grift grift. Because you got yeah, I think. Seems right. Feels right. Yeah, non-grift grift. Not a grift non-grift. That actually would have a different meaning, as far as I can tell. Symbolism. How does a plane disintegrate? Well, but I mean, Pale Horse Rider. See, this is where it's fun because you're amongst friends with respect to the conspiracies and all of that. And most of us have been down all those rabbit holes, obviously, post-conspiracy. Even me, who I used to love the normie news and the fucking normie news the normie narratives and all that. Even once I got into conspiracies, I still wanted to cling to my normie narratives. But I've been disavowed of those notions, full post-conspiracy. But when I talk to people, and see, I've trained my mind, Pale Horse Rider, because the thing is, what happens is, and I'm not saying you're trying to talk to random people. I'm going through a thought experiment based on your chat. So this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you or what you've posted today. And thank you for being here, by the way, much appreciated. But when I do choose, and sometimes I sort of just fall into this by accident, and then I realize it's like I wake up third of the way through the interaction, I'm like, oh, what? How did this even happen? Like, why am I even here, standing here talking to this person? Oh, that's right. I lapsed into that pattern of trying to talk to strangers, right? Which probably my personality is probably set up for to some extent, but a lot of that was literally programmed into me via formalized mind control by a literal cult called the Jehovah's Witnesses, aka the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, which is a corporation, lest we forget, and certainly is a full-on member of the corporate structure. So when people like my dad express surprise at the J-Dubs pushing the jab and the masks and requiring masks for an extended period of time, and I think finally dropped that not that long ago. To him, he's having trouble reconciling that, and then he probably, part of him wanted to disavow this cult, but he really did believe in it, right? And out of my whole family that fell away from this thing, he's the one has most closely stuck to it, meaning that he would at least choose to go on his own, right, some of the time, which, as far as I know, none of the rest of us ever did. Talking about my family, but now I get to teach myself how to recover my train of thought without a short-term memory. I will learn this. I will teach myself how to do this. Not exactly sure how to do it yet. We'll get there. Yeah, vlog. Yeah, vlog. I think technically that would be, right? It's a vlog. Live streamed, though. It's also a live stream. So yeah. But that's it. That's really the first person to ask me those questions. So, and that's an interesting learning process, because I don't, part of this is I don't know what the person's going to ask me on stream, and now I'm answering, him, but I'm also answering the audience in a way, or not in a way. I mean, it's and balancing that out, and then using that for humor. There's a lot of possibilities with the IRL stuff, and the mismanagement of my own resources. Had I known that I would be potentially even considering going just full bore all in on content creation, the time to do that would have been right about the time I first quit the truck driving. Although then I went back to the second job for 3 weeks, made fucking 5 G's. Hell, I won 2,500 playing poker in there. Actually 28, but then I lost 300. So yeah, between three, however many sessions of poker that was. Actually, I played several times in Chicago. Broke even 2 of those times. Yeah, I don't know how I'm on poker now, but yeah, there you go, Rachel. If you are a lady, that's certainly an interesting, because I'm not, obviously have no idea what that will ever be like as a lady, but yeah, definitely interesting, Rachel, to be sure. Certainly, if you stick around these parts, I'm assuming we'll get bits and pieces of, but yeah, definitely, for sure, yeah. And not the homelessness itself, although it does, but there, I would say, most experiences that have that much hardship, disorientation, just arduous, difficult, and all of these things. But then there's a benefit, obviously, free time, although that can be a problem. What do I do with all this free time that I'm not used to having? Free and unfettered access to, for the most part. Yeah. And I don't want to go off on too much of a homeless jag, but yeah, definitely. I guess it's time to get in this car and start headed back to the clubhouse. Why not? Guess I'll. And again, I'm not set up to for y'all to be able to see the road, but I don't know. It was fun for me driving the big rig, and there seemed to be some sort of meditative effect. I know some people probably like watching the road, but overall, not that big of a thing as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the cam off, because if I try to show the road anyway, it's gonna be too bouncy, bouncing around. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy a camcorder at some point. In fact, the super chats might pay for that. I'm exactly sure, but I think YouTube's gonna pay me next month, probably. It seems like that's the way that's gonna go. All right. can I do this and not get pulled over? So, well, I'm not actually really looking at the screen. I'm trying to talk into the microphone. I wonder if just the lav. Let me know. Hang on. I'm gonna do an audio check. Mic check. Mic check. Let me know how the levels are, because I'm just on the lavalier now. So let me know if you would. On the audio, should be fine. But I don't want to be driving around town. Phone up in the air. Well, I guess I better wait and see if anybody says the audio's good. I should have went left. Oh well. Bad decision. There's no reason to go down. Here's. Fuck it. I was gonna do a U-turn, and then I was like, well, shit. Now I'm looking like driving like somebody who needs to get pulled over. Dude, maintain. Sure got my vape. Very important. And it's funny. I had like 9 vapes recently. I think I gave one away, and then however many I've already gone through. I think I went through the last one in like less than 2 days. Yeah, the tolerance, it's a wrap on the tolerance. Which means it would probably be much better for the broadcast, but probably I'd like to think the process of winding down the synthetic cannabis use will begin in earnest quite soon, but don't seem to be there just yet. So, sort of talking out of both sides of my mouth there. Trying to keep it real, right? Hang on, let's see if we can do this without getting pulled over. Sounds good? Okay, good deal. Thank you. I'm not looking at the screen probably until we get back to the clubhouse. And we'll wrap up. Try to time it out where Z'll start talking pretty close to my conclusion. This transmission. Oh, wait a minute. The lav fell away from my mouth. Yeah, wired is just not the way to go. I'm learning with a lav mic, which have to have wireless. Or a longer cord, but then that's even more problem. Oh, this is not designed to work with seatbelt. Now risking physical injury and harm to a broadcast. Although I guess I could put it on my other lapel. You lefty bozo. Left-handed. I did not mean it political sense. There we go. But when they say THCO is not psychedelic, but it seems to be the cannabinoid most like a psychedelic, I have to say that seems to be true, actually. It's borderline. There are some borderline psychedelic effects. And of course, that's assuming that I'm even know what's in the space. Chinese research chemicals, perhaps. Then when I talk about the 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week analysis circuits wheel going on in my head, that I couldn't stop it if I wanted to. Right? Eventually, I learned how to deal with it by just accepting that it does whatever it does. I need to pay almost no attention to it. I'll still have access to those analysis. I think I need to. I know I need to watch my some of my word choices. Like I think I said kindred spirit when I was talking to that last fellow. So I want to convey that same idea, but I think, especially in a certain cultural context, I think that's the best way to phrase that same message. Like-minded individuals, probably. Yeah, like-minded individuals. I don't know, even that could be fraught with peril, right? Yep, the car's driving pretty good. Again, under those shift very, deliberately and at a certain RPM. Don't go past fourth gear and don't go past about 40 miles an hour. Slight drivetrain, slight, well, moderate drivetrain. Nothing crazy. But again, this was literally the least expensive vehicle produced for that year, for the model year. Can't expect it to be like a Lexus, right? Some level of vibration noise is probably totally normal and expected. Actually, I'll tell you what the super chats might pay for, assuming I get paid at the end of the next month. It may end up paying for the parts for this collection job. Actually, I think that's running right at $300. We closing in on that. So thank you all for the generous donations. It certainly means a lot. And the less I speak of that, it seems like the more they roll in. Or not. And will Benton remember the AAA batteries today? That's also included. I need AAA batteries for my new keyboard mouse, wireless keyboard mouse, which I'm now realizing anything under about $30 for combos. I have a set that was right around 30, and then this was right around 20. Definitely more quality, noticeably higher quality. Perhaps I should have spent the extra tenner. I could have. But yeah, Kindred Spirit. It's like, yeah, I was a big fan of Anne of Green Gables on PBS back in the day. Now I get into those the same being talking about masculinity and stereotypical masculine behavior. Like, well, okay, I don't know. And then talking about embracing a certain feminine side. I guess that would be the choosing to on my own time watch Anne of Green Gables as a youth on PBS. And my sisters, while I'm sure they were somewhat interested in the show, I don't recall them being quite as enthralled. Now, probably had a crush on that little redhead or whatever, who I was her age, by the way. I'm pretty sure we're about the same age, or she was being portrayed as near my age when I was watching the show. That somebody tried to give me shit about like, what's her name from Wonder Years? Winnie from Wonder Years, trying to imply that something about what I might be attracted to. I said, man, and I was talking about some other chicks like that Topanga from Boy Meets World, and there's a couple more I can't remember right now. Punky Brewster, and they were trying to give me a hard time. I said, man, I was born in 1975. I said, all them chicks are my age. I was their age then. Like, what are you talking about? They're my age now. And I looked them up. Almost every damn one of them was born in 74 or 75. Like, so, just being watchful for people trying to just create a narrative and attach it to somebody. And then me realizing, some of when I talk about these gossip dynamics, and, I don't necessarily just believe a thing because Snafu comes on here and says it, right? It's like, well, wait a minute. Why am I trusting? Probably need to go to the source for some of this, right? All right, looks like I got about 20 minutes, 15 to 20-minute wrap up. We're back at the clubhouse. So I'll walk away from the building here and finish up. Appreciate y'all riding with me to this point. 18 in the house, feeling pretty good about that. I feel like we pumped it up a little higher yesterday, but I don't really remember. It's funny how those dynamics work. Oh, I'm 48, Rachel, born in 75, but I'm much older than that in certain ways. And I am a 48-year-old who identifies as an old man, and I will argue with you if because people like to use that as an opportunity to reassure. Oh, you're not old, blah blah blah. You know, all of that. It's like, no, I enjoy being 48. I'm embracing it. I like it. I am a cranky old man to some extent, and that's okay. But I'm not that far removed from 44, 42, 43, 44, in which I could still do 99% of what I could always do. Just maybe it took a little. So I would say most men, it seems like they peak, I don't know, around 42-ish, maybe 45 for some fellas, closer to 50 for some probably, which is right where I'm at. Certainly peaked a tad earlier than that. Had a pretty good run. 30 to 40 was a solid run for me also. You know, as far as the things I decided that I enjoyed in life at the time, had nothing to do with money or success. So yeah. In fact, I've utilized poverty as a life strategy in some respects. So. And if the few ladies, because most ladies have the good sense to be immediately repelled. I mean, that is there's something about my personality, certainly. And then, you know, just realizing at a certain point that, you know, oh, I just have, like, I had a bad personality to some extent. It's like that. Oh, that's the reason why that thing, or maybe those people don't like you, or, oh, it's my actual personality, right? But the ladies that do, some of them like me quite a bit. Some, what that says about them, not entirely clear, but. And I had a greater point, but it's now gone because, especially now that we've moved on to the cannabis portion of the day, which is the entire rest of the day. You know, I don't really even know what in the hell I'm talking about right now, but that's part of the fun, as we saw yesterday. I'd say a solid 2 hours of that I stand by. It was pretty decent. Although at a certain point I realized, okay, I don't even know what I'm talking about. So surely they don't either. Wait a minute. 75 was last year of Vietnam. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Although I'm sure continued to some extent, but that's another story. But I never finished up on the 9/11 stuff. My bad. The conspiracy stuff. So when I'm talking to people, you know, those rare times I do choose to talk to somebody, especially in the physical space, you know, an actual like person that's not post conspiracy, I try to only say things that I know are verifiable. So I just don't get in. So what happens is, and I think maybe this was Terry Miller no, it was forget the poster's name. The Chatter, the beloved Chatter. Forget their name, but shit. What's up, Sunshine Time? But yeah, the cannabinoids certainly affected the broadcast. I would say inarguably negatively at this point. He's all over the place. Well, thank you for your time, Nuba. Oh no, I'm not asking. Yeah, dudes, I know what it's like, man. I don't want anybody to give anything that they don't feel like they want to and can. So yeah, I went years and had no money to give to any content creator, and part of me, you know, as soon as I started making money, I was like, shit, now I can break off a piece here and there for some of these content creators. So, you know, I actually considered it a privilege in some way to even be able to donate, because for so long it just was not on the table for me. I couldn't even consider it for years. So believe me, I no guilt, man. I have no guilt. If I can't do a thing, I can't do it. Oh God. What do you mean older, Razvan? Or sorry, Gary. Good to see you, Razvan. Or do you mean my age? Or I don't know what you mean by older. You mean older than me? Because I've pretty much never, ever dated a woman older than me. Like pretty much ever. But if by older you mean my own age, well, that's not going to happen. Since Rachel's here, if Rachel's still here, like I'm unconcerned with her reaction because this is the real true facts. And some ladies don't mind hearing talk like this, and some are somewhat appalled, and some resemble that remark, right? But based on the pattern, if I was to get into a relationship with a lady, my high school girlfriend, and then we went to college together, but we broke up. I don't know how long after, but I'd have to think about that. I think we made it through the whole freshman run and then broke up sometime after the first summer. I think, yeah, that sounds about right. Sometime during the sophomore year of college. But so 3.5. Then ex-wife number 1 was 7 years total, and then did 10 with number 2. So this next one looks like mathematically we're in for around 15. So realistically, I would not consider any woman over about 35 because I know myself well enough to know once menopause enters the picture, I will have absolutely no interest in that woman whatsoever. And I know this. And I already hear well, what about this? And what if she's that? And well, this, and she ate this and she did that. No, sorry. Across the board. And it's not a strict age thing, but it is a menopause. Once the menopause happens, I've lost all interest. That's just how I am. I don't think I can do anything about it. My dad, by the way, no matter how old he gets, he always prefers women his own age for whatever reason. So now I understand it's something particular to me. It's not just, oh, guys don't want. No, it's something about me where I'm like, no. So yeah, I'm realistically just playing the numbers. 35 would probably be about the oldest lady I would even consider dating. But I don't want to go much younger than 35 either. I'd say, God, even any woman in her 20s, that'd be a tough one. So I have to be able to have some level of conversation. So that pretty much excludes anybody under 25. I would say it's off the table. But yeah, the chances of me with an older lady is damn near 0. I've almost never dated a woman older than me. It's virtually unprecedented. And if she's, number 2 was a year ahead of me in school or whatever, although I didn't know her back then. But I don't mean that. That's a fact. She's born in 74. I was born in 75. It's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Oh, Razvan and the girlfriends? Yeah. Oh, older girlfriends? No, I'm just not attracted to women that are older than me. I'm just not. When I was 20, I was not attracted to the 30-year-old girl. I just wasn't. Or women. Right. But I don't have an eye for the 15-year-olds either. But like I used to say, yeah, I used to bang 15-year-olds. I was 15. Yeah. So yes, but not since then. No. Yeah, 35 max. And it is what it is. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how to make it sound less than that, but that's just the reality. And like I've tried to tell some of these fellas, although Lou derailed me, some poor pathetic loser was on Zetetic Warrior, and I came on there trying to help him out. Not help him, but just try to point him in the right direction. Yeah, like a compass. Like a compass. That's what I was trying to tell him. I was like, basically, like, it's his job to get what he needs out of the relationship, because the reality is he's focused on her, she's focused on her and the child, and literally nobody, including him, is focused on him. That can never, ever lead to a positive outcome under any circumstance. That's bad for him, and it's bad for her, and it's bad for the child. And I have no parenting experience, but I will put my name on that one. How about you? Well, and see, that's another thing. I'm not that interested in younger either. I'm hitting an age where the reality is it's most likely it's over. I'm retired most, and that's why I say it that way. I say I'm retired, meaning I was, depending on what one considers successful with the ladies, I was successful with the ladies pretty much since the testosterone kicked in around age 15 for me, 14, 15. So I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm definitely not that interested in younger women either. So, certainly I like women my own age as far as talking to and stuff, but that's the same with the guys my age, right? It's like most of them can't have a conversation with. That's just people, right? So 85% of everybody can't really have a conversation with them. So amongst the people I can have a conversation with, yeah, I like having conversations with ladies my own age, but the same thing, I like having conversations with guys my own age. So that doesn't really get us anywhere because as a male, as a man with testosterone and a dick and balls, the sexual and physical attraction is the main thing bringing me to the interaction in the first place. It's not the conversation. It's not where has she been and what has she done. It's not the interesting personality. That's not what's causing me to seek out, if I'm seeking out such a thing, or if I'm not, but now I'm suddenly starting to feel like I might be open to it, and now I'm critiquing my thoughts, going, "No, wait a minute, that doesn't sound wholly rational, there, sir. Are you Mr. Spock or not? How illogical of you, sir. Borderline lustful." Yeah. So I've known that since day one, and I've never ever put any pressure on myself to portray my attraction to women in any other light, because it's not any different than that. If not for the physical and the strong sexual desire, which I've asserted we have to be that, because women like say, "Oh, men are dogs." It's like, yeah, we have to be to overcome how annoying women can be. So like we have to have, like, much like a canine, we have to have it like that, or there wouldn't be people eventually. No, it becomes a matter of mathematics and statistics at a certain point, right? Seminal fluid and the insemination of eggs, as it were. At least according to the official fiction. I don't know. Maybe it is magic on some level. Some of these inventions, I like to watch some of these channels and sometimes about audio gear and audiophile type stuff. Although I don't have I have no need to live that. I like learning about that kind of stuff. Just like a breakdown of how some of the audio, like how some of the microphone technology works. I'm looking at this, I'm like, it might as well be magic. And not based on my understanding or lack thereof of the technical aspects, just like as described. I'm like, this may as well be fucking magic. Yeah, we can call it science and have some calculus on the fucking wall. Beautiful mind or Goodwill Hunting, fucking genius janitor style or whatever. Talk about a plot contrivance. Har har. Goodness gracious. Yeah, full moon, super moon, dare I say. Anyway, let's do this. I don't think the zoom on this camera is going to do anything, but let's at least attempt to. We're not going to capture it in any of its glory. This, dare I say, luminary body in the night sky. Certainly, the man-made, the artificial lighting is not helping. Now, this is where the country folk have necessarily enjoy an advantage. Right? The country folks are like, yeah, look at this bozo in the city trying to look at the moon. Fucking this fucking asshole. What a jackass. Yeah, so I get it. I understand it on some level, but I don't know if I can even attempt. Will it zoom? I don't think it even will. Nope. Negatory. Yeah, big fan. Well, and it is interesting because and this is an interesting because I'm very analytical, Rachel. Very, very, very analytical. I'm one of those people that some folks say that I read too much into situations, but I don't. And really, I'm generally right on the money. But I got there through deductive reasoning and intuition. So yeah, I understand why they're protesting. But younger women require too much attention. Well, Rachel, see, this is an interesting bit of psychological warfare and propaganda. No, women require far too much attention. Right? The younger does. That's not what defines the characteristic in this trait. It's not. Now, women, from my perspective, require far too much attention. But yeah, for me, as a literal hermit who, no matter what, so and this is a bit of a horrifying experiment. But if one were willing to entertain the thought experiment and just go down a path, that could be horrifying. But imagine a lady, right? This hypothetical lady, and her man is Benton, right? Well, but then it's 2023, and a lot of the ladies are like, there's no men, no real men left, whatever. Oh wait, here's one, and through, however unlikely this may seem, now a relationship, that's her man. But no matter what happens, he disappears for up to 2 weeks at a time with effectively no explanation or warning. Although not in an irresponsible way. He's not fleeing responsibility. He's not left any business undone. He's not escaping the authorities. He was here. We were having a great time, and now he's not here. And then a week and a half, 2 weeks later, he's back. Think about that, ladies, because that has been the past, although not my entire life, but since I figured out just exactly who and what in the fuck I am. Who is this guy, right? What's he all about? What makes him tick? What's he need? What's he need to avoid in order to be effective in the real world? And I've not been that effective in the real world here of late, in many ways. This car in a state of disrepair, certainly unusual. But let's wrap it up and give it to Z. Y'all go check out Zetetic Warrior 2139 if you're so inclined. Throw that @ symbol in there, and that'll take you right to him. Or you could YouTube search Zetetic Warrior channel, and most of y'all are subscribed to him. There he is, riding out the storm. Is it there yet? And I do think it's interesting. What's the discussion? It's like, man, that's really not a question that's asked or answered around here, sir. But I am kind of like, I'm just enjoying the realizing how bizarre my broadcasting style must be in some sense. Yeah. All right, later, Rob. Yep, there it is, Benton. But just ponder on that, ladies, and because that's what goes through my mind. I'm not telling you what to do, just if one is so inclined, or fellas can ponder it if they want to do that. This notion of like dealing with a partner that considers it, not only does he have no compunction about disappearing in such a manner, he's actually confused when the partner might think that, hey man, don't you think it's strange that you just bounce and then I don't know where you're at or what you're doing and now you're back? And Mr. Benton is just like, we'll deal with it, and like, yeah, that's how it is, and furthermore, it's how it's always going to be, and you can pretty much have whatever opinion of it you want. The reality is, when I leave here, it will be something of a factor. I'm going to need to want to come back, and if once that gets killed, then yes, he's left, and then we've assumed that he's coming back. Oh, wait a minute. No, he didn't. Thanks for watching. Bye.